Today we're challenging the boys to come up with a dish using 3 mystery tins, one of which will be a protein, one will be a fruit or vegetable, and one is random or miscellaneous. They must use all or some of each tin, plus they have access to the store cupboard. And we're going to give them 40 minutes to craft their masterpiece.
Good stuff.
Let's start with the protein. Pick a tin.
I'm going big and wide,
Oh,
straight away.
I'm going long and black.
Okay.
Now pick a fruit or vegetable. And finally, the random miscellaneous ingredient from the third batch.
This one went out of date in March 2022.
Great, that's going to be fermented. Oh, you little cat.
Decisions made. Let's open them up.
What is that? Oh, it's meat. Oh, is it burgers?
You've got burgers.
Have I got bean burgers?
You got yourself some beef burgers in sauce.
I'm happy with that.
Jamie, what have you got?
I don't know what those are.
Seafood.
You got whelks, plural, shellless mollusks.
Do you want to swap?
Nope. This could be a game changer. Cherries?
Correct.
Okay.
I have pineapple chunks.
And last tin, a miscellaneous flavour or ingredient.
Oh no. What is that? It looks like a tin of paint.
Evaporated milk.
Oh dear.
And Jamie?
What have you got?
I don't know, I have a powder.
You've got dust.
Like a mustard.
Close.
Wasabi.
Correct. Some nice combinations there. You have 40 minutes.
This is already superb.
Start thinking.
Oh!
Boys, your 40 minutes starts now.
I've got an idea, but I don't know whether it's a good idea.
Yeah, me too.
But by starting, it means committing to the...
That's exactly what I'm doing, committing and then figuring it out as I go.
The wasabi powder and the pineapple are leading me down a sushi route. And I'm thinking, why don't I use the whelks instead of like where you would generally use salmon and crab? So we're going for like a sweet and sour, spicy sushi.
Sounds nice. Have you ever had hamburgers in a tin, Mike?
Maybe. Have I? I don't think I've ever purchased them.
Are you happy with your picks?
I am in comparison to Jamie's picks. Whether or not I can actually use them in an effective and delicious way, especially with this idea.
What is this idea?
Obviously, when you open cans of tin burgers, cherries, and evaporated milk, everyone thinks lasagna. So I'm basically going to add some fresh tomatoes and some tomato paste with some of the cherries to the sauce that my burgers are in, which is kind of like a tomatoey, almost baked beanie sauce. And then I'm basically going to use pasta sheets, cheese, the evaporated milk to add that creaminess. I've no idea whether it's going to work. Add the meat in at some point, layer it up, challenge over.
Thinking on your feet and improving with the tins you open is always a challenge. I'm surprised you added the tomatoes first and then the onions, Mike.
Yeah, I was acting and then thinking later, whereas I should have fried off onions, then added the tomatoes. But whatever, we're in the position we're in.
And the beauty of tinned food is you always know when you open the tin, it's going to be the same, consistent, perfectly ripe, wonderfully sweet.
Okay, we're actually getting some frying action now, which is positive.
Jamie going in with the flavour bombs. We love the fermented spice of gochujang with the sweetness of pineapple.
What if I sweeten it up with a bit of pineapple and some of the syrup?
Juice, I think.
Oh yeah, it is juice, yeah.
Tinned fruit still counts as one of your 5 a day, even though it's been through the heat treatment and isn't as high in things like vitamin C. Still counts.
Okay, so I'm going to chop up some cherries. That's going to add a little sweetness to my sauce, but that is already quite sweet. So I need to balance this out with tons of acidity. Perhaps some white wine vinegar. It's going to really have to be a taste and balance as you go jobby.
So we need you to use all 3 tins, not necessarily all of everything in the tin, but all 3 have to have a place in your dish. What are you seasoning your rice with, Jay?
Rice is being seasoned with some mirin, some rice vinegar and some sugar.
This is mad.
I have no idea of the quantities. I've just got to try and get the balance right by tasting. A bit more vinegar. I have some soy.
So you're going to colour the rice?
Colour the rice slightly.
Is this?
Sugar.
Thanks. Very helpful.
You've got 30 minutes left. You've had a quarter of your time.
How many layers is this going to have?
Interesting experiment today. I thought we'd been very generous with our store cupboard, and then you both went and got completely different ingredients from the other kitchen. None of you looked at what you had to hand and created. You all just went with your mind, your brain.
Popping my rice onto a tray, I've got to cool that down quickly, and then work on my fillings.
Mike, how are you going to use your hamburgers?
I'm going to mush them and put them through my sauce.
Turn them back into ground beef.
They've already been formed, cooked. Now I'm deconstructing them.
How much time do you need for your lasagna through the oven at the end?
Maybe 10 minutes on a really high heat. I'm cooking pasta sheets, so that's going in cooked. So I'm hoping I can rely on just a heat through jobby, but I have no idea how that's going to pan out. Now cherries are going in, and I need to balance that with some acidity. Splash of red wine vinegar, so I'm hoping that adds my zing.
I think. Can you turn wasabi powder into wasabi mayo by just stirring it through mayo? Or do I need to make a little paste?
So strong logic.
It's only gone and made a wasabi paste.
Okay, so my onions aren't as soft as I'd like, but I'm under time.
You've told us you want to put it in the oven with about 10 minutes to spare, so you're going to have to get a wiggle on.
I don't know whether this is going to work. I'm heating up the evaporated milk and I'm grating cheddar cheese in it. Seasoning in my sauce. And now, okay, that's now going into my sauce.
I feel like if that was me, I might have gone a version of Swedish meatballs. Like reform the hamburgers into meatballs. You've got the fruit coming from cherry instead of lingonberry, and then use the evaporated milk with lots of black pepper. That kind of vibe.
Yeah, the sauce is missing something, and I'm actually going to put some Parmesan through the sauce just to give it that little bit of umami and saltiness. I'm really worried about this cheese sauce. That is not thickening up. Damn!
20 minutes left, you've had half your time.
Gonna add some pineapple in. Get that sweetness. Pineapple and whelks might not go together.
So you got yourself a wasabi mayo, a spicy gochujang and pineapple sauce, and a welcome pineapple chopped thing.
Yeah. Yeah, whelks and pineapple are not great together.
No?
No, actually, no.
Oh no!
How do I disguise that?
How far are you down that road?
I'm at the service station 3/4 of the way down.
Okay.
Yeah. Spring onions
You've got
definitely
citrus,
going in.
lime and lemon, if a little zest of that would help.
Might do.
Have you got time for a fun fact and physics with tin food?
Do we
Never
have,
any time for that, Ebbers.
do we have a choice?
And which is stronger, tin or finger? Mike, pop your finger on the bench.
You are kidding me. If
Pop
this
your-
is the first time. Ebbers!
Pop your finger on the
I
bench.
have no time.
There we go. 1, 2, 3.
That hurt a little bit.
Tins are incredibly strong, but only that way. They're designed to crush that way very, very easily.
If you're enjoying this, there are some small things you can do that make a big difference to us. Like the video. Subscribe if you aren't. Click the notification bell and select all. Thanks.
Okay, I'm just going to have to start doing things that I can, so I'm layering up some of my sauce. Oh, look how bad that diced
You've both got
meat
15
looks.
minutes. Jay, you're going to start rolling.
Yeah.
Mike is constructing. Jamie has already combined all 3 of his ingredients, as has Mike. So challenge complete. Now the question is, are they going to be any good?
That is the question.
Here's the thing. I'm terrible at rolling sushi. But, Ebbers, what I've been trying to do since you've been away is push myself outside of my comfort zone.
No, he hasn't.
I have, and it hasn't worked in my favour yet. So, maybe I'm due one.
Oh dear. Oh well. Schoolboy error, draining all of that water. And now the pasta's stuck together.
So once you've cooked your pasta, what you can do is make sure it's in some sort of oil so it doesn't stick together. Not just oil, but like a slightly oiled water, or slightly oiled so it doesn't cling.
Wet fingers.
Going for the classic Italian tearing lasagna method here.
A nicely seasoned rice going onto the nori sheet.
Quite cold in places as well, actually.
I tell you what, it's only gone and thickened up.
Is yours working?
Ish.
Damn.
You said you wanted it in the oven for about 10 minutes.
Yeah, can I have a time check?
Got about 12 minutes left.
So let's go.
I think you were generous on this time.
A little bit of sauce. I'm gonna have to use this sparingly.
Now, how many of your ingredients and sauces and dippy things are you putting in the middle?
The whelks are definitely going in the middle, but the wasabi mayo could go really nicely in the middle. So I might have wasabi mayo inside, and then this is like a dip or a teaspoon on the top afterwards with my crispy stuff and spring onions and sesame seeds.
There's a few times in this kitchen where I've stood on the side and I've really looked forward to trying these dishes. And then there's other times.
Oh, come on. Ebbers, you set us a really tough challenge.
Yeah.
This is hard. Jay,
Yes.
how are you doing?
Now's a good time to ask.
not a
He's
good-
starting
not-
to roll.
Not a good time, Mike.
I'm at a point in my recipe where I really need to feel better.
Okay, maybe look around now.
So thanks.
So the beauty of a sushi mat is you can pull against its own strength. So you can actually keep it nice and tight. That's it. Keep it nice and tight. And then to get the final bit to stick, you might want to dampen the edge.
Oh, stop it, you butthole. Made a lot of fundamental errors in this video.
Yep.
The very nature of these dishes is you're kind of thinking on your feet. And I'm sure if you started again now and wound back the clock half an hour, you'd think differently and you'd do things differently. But that is the nature of the challenge. You have 10 minutes left.
Okay, final bit of cheesy sauce.
I bet we all have a cupboard at home with a handful, half a dozen or more of just random tinned foods, many of which have been there a while. Try playing the game at home. Pick a few tins, see what you can come up with.
Right, that's ready to go in the oven.
You have 9 minutes left. I think that's good going.
With 4 minutes to go, I'm gonna change the setting on the oven to grill just to make sure that top does do something, but I've got about 8.5 minutes to clear up. And that never happens.
Tidy up, see if there's anything else you want to do, but you might well be happy.
If I were Jay in this situation, I'd make garlic bread, but I'm not.
You could make like burger bread.
You can make a nice spinach salad to go with it. We've got some there.
I was just gonna chuck some greenery at it at the end, but I'm not going to go mad.
Last 2.5 minutes. Get it on a plate, make it look good-ish.
Just spinach, salt.
It's not terrible.
This is the coughing fit. My favourite.
Smell something burning. Ebbers! Hold your horses.
Looking good. Excellent gratination.
Always follow your nose in the kitchen. If something smells like it's burning, it's probably because it's burning.
Gochujang and pineapple concoction with wasabi mayo going on the plate. Last 30 seconds. Microcress always looks fancy. 10, 9, 8, both so wonderfully in control. 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Nicely done. Obviously a lot of added fresh ingredients and staple store-cupboard ingredients, but the focus was the tin roulette. I'm going to dig into the beefy cherry lasagna. I'm less afraid to eat this as I was when you first mentioned it. It looks great.
Cheers, boys.
Tomatoey, tangy, rich, and then with a very, very, very cheated cheesy bechamel.
There's nothing wrong with that. Wow.
That's
I'm really happy
really
with it.
tasty.
That's really good. Oh no.
Let's have a taste. Cheers.
So this is welcome pineapple sushi.
Kampai. That's very well seasoned rice.
That's excellent. The wok and the pineapple work really well together.
And the wasabi, mate, is great. Scattering of crispy onions at the end is important because it adds a texture. And because you've chopped up the whelks, it's not one massive big chew.
No.
But it has got a bit of a chew,
Right.
as you'd expect from a tin whelk. That's really good.
Ebbers, you have a hard decision to make here, like genuinely hard.
This is difficult because they are both absolutely delicious and I would happily finish both. So I have to judge this based on how well you used the 3 ingredients that you had. Pineapple, whelk and wasabi, all key flavours in there and absolutely delicious. Remashing up hamburgers in that tomato sauce, but then like actually making it taste good, and a very clever use of evaporated milk. And it's not a big component part, but I don't think you'd want it to be. So what you did was quite restrained, and I think that's a good thing, which makes it even more difficult. I think the win today, probably for the biggest surprise, is Mike. I think that's absolutely delicious. Well done.
Well, you've heard the correct decision from Ebbers, but what do you think? Comment down below.
Well, it's a decision, but you can also check out all of the other tinned episodes that we've done in the playlist down below.
Well done, boys.
Brilliant.